Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening, and first and foremost, we thank you for the blessings that you bestow upon us each day. We ask that you continue to watch over our school district and our leaders and our principals, our students most of all through their summer. We pray that they are protected. There's a hedge around them, protecting them day in and day out. Please heal anyone that needs your healing. We know there are still many out there that need your grace and your peace, and we ask you that you provide that to them as well. Please allow us to have some discernment within our meeting. Please protect those students and families that we listened to prior to this meeting. Give them the strength they need to continue and the support that they need to carry on their lives to be a great success. All this we pray in your name this evening. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Please address the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Hogan, have there been any changes to the agenda?
No, Madam Chair.
Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. I'd like to welcome everyone tonight to our meeting. And to kick things off, we have Madam Superintendent and Troy Weaver. We have Troy Weaver, I'm sorry. You're going to start our much anticipated rock program presentation.
Great, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Where would I?
Behind the
Right
podium,
here?
it's fine.
Right there.
Thank you, I'm not used to this. I was a little worried when I was sitting out in the lobby, I gotta say, because I kept seeing students come in and no one was coming back out. And I was like, wait a minute. What's going on?
Heavy stuff going on.
Something's going on.
What are they doing?
Well, I do appreciate you taking the time to have us here to tell you a little bit about the ROCK program. We are a nonprofit that was established in Marion County in 2016, which makes this our 10-year anniversary. Ooh, for that. We started at Lake Weir High School. Our founder, Rondo Fernandez, was asked to be the principal there for a day, and as he was going through his day being a principal, he asked the principal, what do you need? What do your students really need? And what came from the teacher was, the principal, was we really need a way to help the students meet their essential needs, get what they need right here in the school, right? Make it happen here. There's other programs that are running things where kids can go and students can go to get some of those things, but most of the time they run into issues. One of those issues is transportation. How am I going to get to where they need to be? Parents aren't going to take them there. They have to walk. It's just not the best thing. So they kicked the program off with a portable. It was empty in the back end of the school system there, and I wasn't there at the time, but they loaded it. They loaded it with hygiene products. They loaded it with school supplies, food, shoes, and I said school supplies. There's 5 things: school supplies, food, clothing, shoes is a big one, and hygiene products. My goodness,
Yeah.
our number one thing. Thank you. The number one thing that we give away. So I'd like to just take you through a little bit of where we've been, where we're headed, some of our mission, and how that all works.
Yeah. There, you just point back to Joe, Matt.
So our vision here is to empower young people to thrive, to feel valued, move them closer to who they're called to be. One of the pieces that we're very proud of is that we are faith-based, and we do have a touch of faith in every one of our classrooms, which is really important to us, in every one of our rock rooms. Go ahead. So our mission: provide students hope for the future by empowering them in the present. I'll get to that a little bit more about what does that mean. Our nonprofit is actually called Empowered of Central Florida, and the ROCK program is 95% of what we do. We have a section that is empowered, where we have scholarships. We have a wrestling program for youngsters to learn the beginning of wrestling, all faith-based, and we also have a football lineman camp, which is our coach of kids, it's for the little fat guys who never get any attention. Almost all of your camps are for, the talented individuals, the running backs, the quarterbacks, and they get some extra attention. We developed a program for the linemen so they can learn how to be actual linemen to protect all those specialty positions. So that's like 5% of what we do. The ROC program being really the 90% of our empowered program. So go ahead. Thank you. So our values, respect, openness, compassion, and kindness obviously spells out ROC. It's just critical for us to be able to pass those down to the students. And most of the school systems that we work with, those values fit right in with the school systems as well. Go ahead. So what do? We serve our students, essential supplies, volunteer support, community resources, empowerment, and we love on them right where they are, meeting them in the school, right where they are. We have signs in every one of our rooms that say, "You are loved." So when the students come in, they understand that whoever's there it's okay to talk to them, and they do feel that bit of love with them in that piece. So it's a critical piece of what we do. Go ahead. So our current reach right now, all public middle schools and high schools in Marion County, we're serving all 20 of them. We have 2 that are what we call Rolling Rock stops, and I'll touch on that in just a minute. However, those are about to go away the end of this month. We just heard back from Vanguard and from Denellen that we will actually have rock rooms in every middle school and high school in Marion County before we start the school session next go. Citrus County, we're currently in 5 schools, which we just started that 1 year ago this summer in Lecanto, and now we are opening Citrus High School right now, and we'll have Inverness opened up, Inverness, by the end of the summer. So we'll have all 8 schools in Citrus County open by mid-fall of this coming school year. And Lake County, we're currently operating 4 schools. It's a little different. It's not quite the same plan or copy that we have done in Citrus, and which we'd like to do here. So we're kind of holding on, figuring out how we can fix that later on. Those pictures right there give you an idea of what we do in our rooms. They're branded. They are very well kept, and the students come in to basically shop. We don't call them closets. We never use that term. It's a rock room where the students can come in and get their needs filled, not wants, but needs. Go ahead. So what do we provide? School supplies, clothing, shoes, cleats for some athletes, new undergarments, hygiene products, food, take home. I always go down through all this, and go ahead to the next slide. I think it's a little bit easier. I'll talk about the Rolling Rock now. So our Rolling Rock, we have 4 vehicles in our fleets, and any schools that we can't reach with a room because of capacity, and I'll use Vanguard as an example, in Marion County, I've been on board for 3 years with the program. They've been operating for 10 years. We've been trying to help Vanguard. It's a school that really needs it. They just were at capacity. I mean, they're at 115%, no room, no space. We couldn't even find a little closet. So we came up with this idea to do the Rolling Rock, and it's not from Latrobe, Pennsylvania, so just Marion. It's, the attorney got that. So in the big truck, it really emulates a rock room. If I should have a picture of the back opening up, but you would open up, there are bins in there that are marked just like a rock room. Everything that's in that truck is in a rock room. We can pull up, this was one we were servicing, Pace, and we could pull up, the young ladies were able to come out and say, hey, I need hygiene products, I need shampoo, I need, I really have all these old brawls, and we were able to serve them right out of the back of the truck. With several different experiments, Vanguard was a second experiment with that. We were able to actually give the students an order form, so they would work with their counselor or their FEL or their student nurse, fill out an order form, present those back to us on a Friday. Then we would have those orders filled and back to them by Tuesday. So that's how the Rolling Rock was able to, again, do a different way to serve the students that really needed some things in that aspect. So go ahead. So now I'll hit some of the numbers. And students served in 2025, almost 16,000. I'm gonna come back to formal assistance in a minute. We always figure out what our fair market value of the goods are that we've passed out. School supplies, 29,000 units. I mean, that's everything from one pencil to a pencil sharpener, or whatever that may be. 4,000 pieces of clothing, food, and hygiene items. And I always look at the numbers and I think about that and think, well, you know, so what, right? What, 15,000 students, so what? You gave out school supplies, 29,000, so what? Well, in my mind, that's more than just a number. That's 29,000 times that students were able to get a tool to be successful. It's not just a number. The same with food. 3,000 times, it's a chance that one of those students didn't go hungry or go into the classroom hungry, and they were able to keep their focus on what they're trying to learn. Hygiene items. Look, the number one thing we give away for young men is deodorant. The number one thing that we give away for young ladies is female products. We haven't found a way to track this yet, but we know from feedback from the principals that young ladies, when they get their time, if they don't have what they need, they don't come to school. This gives them the opportunity to get what they need and stay in school. That one has been a critical piece. So we also, in our rooms, serve, I don't know how your dress code is here, but I know in Marion County and in Lake County, they have a dress code, and if they don't meet the dress code, we're sending them home, or they were sending them, someplace to get. Now they can send them to the Rock Program Room. They can get whatever they need, and they stay in school. One of our principals in Lake County, he was like, put his arms up. He's like, shame on me. They changed their attendance by over 50% by sending their students for dress code violations to the Rock Program Room, just so they could get a new shirt and they weren't wearing he said wife beater. So it changed it. It's making an impact, and there's no way for us to really tell how much of an impact. Just know that the principals are saying, this is the impact you're making. And he would say, his words were, shame on me for not understanding that, because you know as well as I do, teenagers, I'm going to wear the wrong shirt just because I want to be sent home, right? No, not anymore. You go down to the Rock Room and you get it. And we have special, they can't go and get the nicest shirt. They go and get the shirts that are delegated to dress code in that aspect. So those are some of our numbers. We love to talk about the numbers. First source grants like to see the numbers, but I really feel that there's more important things behind those than just the numbers in that aspect. So, ways that folks can support us. We partner in the community, which after we get established here, we will have a board that would be specific to Levy County that will help us partner more in the county. We have a system of volunteers. Every room we attempt to have volunteers who are in the room, so we don't have to take away from a teacher's time or a nurse's time or a counselor's time. There's a designated time, and I'll use Lake Weir as an example. We have 5 volunteers in that room 3 times a week from 11 to 1. The teachers have passes. Any students who needs to go to the Rock Room, they have a special Rock pass. Give the student, they go down, they sign off it, they have to go back. But it's a good transition. It's from 11 to 1. It's during lunchtime. It works out very well. We have some of our schools who have volunteers there in the morning. They prefer it to be like an 8 to 9, right before school starts. They get the students get what they need, and then we have some that do it closer to the end of the day. So they have volunteers in there from 2:30 to 4:30. The students can then get what they need in there. It's easier for them to take things home. Sometimes it's a little hard during a lunchtime if they need, shampoo and conditioner and whatnot. They have to carry it around then all day. It doesn't work out too much, but a lot of the schools work out. Okay, you got your little bag from the Rock Program Room. Let's put it here, and then when you're ready to leave, you just grab it. It all run differently. We kind of say, if you've been to one Rock Room, you've been to one Rock Room. Although our branding is exactly the same, and we have everything in them that's exactly the same, we try to just make it so they fit the school and the school's design and the system. Of course, we take donations. Our goal would be to set up a distribution and receiving center somewhere here in the county, which we would begin to work on to get donations. 95% of what we put in the rooms is donated and it is purged, and we have a pretty serious process on what we put and allow into the rooms. We don't, we make sure that it is age appropriate, high school, middle school appropriate, purge out anything that has, violence, drugs, guns, that type of thing, all gets purged out, so it doesn't end up on the shelving units. We do, however, solicit and get donations for new things and or buy new things that we know we have to have. And we kind of joke about this, but we don't give away used underwears and used bras. That just doesn't happen. We ask for new donations of that, and then same with socks. We try to get new stuff of that. And if we don't get a lot of solid donations with that, we do have monies that we purchase new stuff like that to have in the rooms. And of course, we always ask folks to give us a little extra prayer for the students and what we do every day. It's a big deal. So if you want to make contact with us, this is the easy way to do it. I mean, our website is, therockprogram.org. It's pretty straightforward. Got a straight up phone number. Of course, you can email me. My email's simple. It's troy@therockprogram.org. Pretty simple. Keep it as simple as we can for people to reach out to us. Any questions? I think that's the easiest way to kind of find out what you might want to know more about.
Before we go into questions.
Yes.
I'm going to add and give a little bit of background to how I met Mr. Weaver.
Yeah.
If Senator McLean's wife reached out to me probably mid-school year last year, and she told me that she was working with Marion and Citrus County, and of course that she wanted to incorporate Levy County and help us. Obviously, it was hard to get the program started in the middle of a school year, and that just wasn't going to happen. But after we spoke, she said, I want to move forward and just put Levy County in with Citrus and Marion County when we send in our appropriations dollars. I said, sure thing, and we'll take it from there. We'll see where it goes. So over the summer, we met it, we talked about it again, and Mr. Weaver and I talked, and it looked like the appropriations money was coming through. At that point, I wanted to my thought process was bring it before the board, let you see the program, let district staff see the program. I've already spoken to them a little bit. I also spoke to the superintendent in Marion County, Citrus County, Dr. Huber. And he was telling me the process that he worked through was their schools foundation. So at that point, I reached out to Mrs. Whitehurst, and we did another tour with Mr. Weaver, Mrs. Whitehurst. Chief Rolls came on that tour, and then the school that I thought we could possibly pilot, if the monies were signed by the governor, was Williston Middle High, and start there to get a pilot room. So obviously the monies have been approved, the appropriations money, and Mr. Weaver told you how the rest would work. We would get volunteers from the community that would support it. It's no cost to the district.
Not a bit.
Not a bit.
100% funded for the first year and a half.
So if you'd like to go further with questions, I just wanted you to have the background and then know how Mr. Weaver became for you tonight.
I don't have questions. I just think it's wonderful, and I think it's a long time coming. I mean, Ms. Westfall can probably speak better than anyone as far as seeing needs and needy, and a lot falling on principal and staff to help those children behind the scenes. So I think that this is just wonderful. I love your timing. So there's a little bit of privacy before school. That's just my thought as you were talking. Just, people that are proud and.
One of the things that we really try to make sure happens in the rooms is build confidence and make sure they feel safe and it's okay for them to come there. So we do
Right.
everything, and there's nothing that says, oh, hey, you're carrying a backpack from the Rock program.
Right.
Everything is plain. It makes it very safe for them, and again, it's confidence building, and
Right.
it helps them have pride in what they're doing.
I think it's amazing.
It's
Well,
awesome.
I thought it was interesting when we met with him, right before he went, I asked my guidance, I'm like, hey, how many kids are in our backpack program? Because I've got
Mhm.
90 plus in
Mhm.
little Yankee Town. We had 8 kids in a backpack program in that school at large, so it tells me they feel a little bit of stigma
Right.
about doing
Yeah.
it in secondary. And so I love the branding, because I think kids will feel like, oh, this is a cool place. And working on a system where kids can go without people really knowing what they're going there for. So I thought it was great, and it has our school colors. I wear your
Oh,
program.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely needed, because I know there are kids out there that need it, and they're just embarrassed to ask
Yes.
for it, because
100%.
little kids will ask you for food, and they'll get food, right, but the upper kids just,
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why we stay laser focused on the middle school and the high school is because, and you all know it as well as I do, is that's where they get lost. Another
Yeah.
key component that we're doing, and lucky enough to speak with your McKinney-Vento representative here, is we're now tracking our students by their student number. Everything is completely confidential, and we're partnering with the school district, our homeless liaison there with Thomas Butler. We're able to send him monthly a list of the student numbers, and we're able to find out how we are impacting our homeless population through the students in this aspect. We do know that we just started it 2 months ago at the end of school. We know we've doubled our impact in the first 2 months that we've tracked those numbers. So we track a lot. A lot of it we don't use, and mostly I use it for grants, but that is something that you all would be able to utilize as well, as how are we impacting that homeless population, which we'd be able to help with that.
What's been your biggest challenges like getting started? Is it like getting students participate, getting volunteers to help? What's been?
The volunteers is a big thing, but one of the things that we try to do is we try to partner with the church. Most of the churches have community outreach, and several of our best serving schools have a partnership with the church where we have a liaison there who helps manages the volunteers. They get them in there, they set up their schedules, and they roll that through with our training and whatnot. I will add that all of our volunteers go through the level 2 background check as well as all of my staff are level 2 background check. Volunteers is the big one. I think one of the challenges that I will have, since I don't know this county as well, but I'm learning it as quickly as I can, is trying to find at least a staff to be here as our boots on the ground. If you know anybody who's going to need a role, we're going to have one. I'm hoping that this all goes through, and we'll have we'll emulate this exact same staffing pattern as we have in Citrus, because it's the same number of schools, I believe. We'll have a program director, we'll have an inventory control specialist, and then we'll have a part-time distribution coordinator who will help us get stuff in and out of the schools. So the volunteers is a big one, and then hopefully we won't have this problem in a year and a half, but the funding to keep it rolling always happens. But we will build a board here in Levy County to help with the fundraising and development of that part, but we have a year and a half to do that. It'll go fast, but it's working pretty well in Citrus in that same aspect.
Awesome.
Once the students know it's there, they just come. We just opened a room at the end of school in Osceola, where you visited, and we threw out our numbers there. And we've only had that 2 months. It was open before school ended. We served 300 students.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I just got the chills, guys. Sorry.
It's a great room.
So I'm impressed, and we kind of touched on, I'm impressed with this program. I like this program.
Thank you.
But there's always a but.
Yep.
We got to work on them colors, man. Second, you said we're going to have a pilot program. How long before we branch out with the pilot program? And I ask that, here's why. I've seen us run a pilot program for 5 years at the same spot. I don't want to hold like that. The need is great throughout this county. So what have we got to do to help you expand this program?
Well, I mentioned I've been with the program for 3 years. When I came on board, we had 14 schools. We're now in 30 schools in 3 counties.
Okay.
I don't play. I don't play. We got Citrus County, all 8 schools open in a year and 2 months. All 8 schools. So our goal would be to get all 6 schools.
Well, there's 2 charters and then
Well,
9.
okay.
But the
So-
high school, you
The
just
high
want to
school,
go
yeah.
middle high school.
Middle high school.
3.
Yep. So and whichever ones are the same age group. So I think it would be. I think we counted 6 when we did all of them.
We counted Williston Middle High, Bronson Middle High,
Yep.
Chiefville Middle High, and
Yep.
we touched on the Yankeetown and Cedar Key because
Right.
those are the.
Because they're crossover, they have
Yes.
a little bit of both.
We touched
So
on
I've gone on a limb here, I think we could get you pending space. That's normally what holds us back is the school doesn't have a room for us to go into. But we were able to accomplish Citrus County in a year and 2 months. I think we could do this in the year that we have with the appropriations. Then it gives us a half a year to.
Excellent. And is there, I'm big on discretion on this because
Yep.
Yeah.
girl things, they don't want to talk about it.
100%.
Boys don't want to talk about boy things that they need.
Nope.
So I appreciate that. I want to see a pinnacle of discretion, because
Yeah.
folks may be poor, but they're proud.
Understood, yeah, and that's kind of how we work. I mean, again, that we want them to be able to come into the rooms and feel safe to come into the rooms. And oftentimes, we find that they will talk to the volunteer in the room before they will talk to a teacher or a counselor and give them
Yeah.
information. And I'll touch back a little bit on the volunteer program. We have a pretty intensive training for them. They have to be level 2 background check. There's an hour-and-a-half orientation that they go through before they go into a room, and then they have in-the-room training when we put volunteers in there. So it's pretty intense. And there's a manual in every room that says, here's how the Rock is expecting you to act in the room, as well as any of the standards that the school system has. We use Alice in Marion County, but that's all written in there, exactly how, they should act if something were to go awry in the rooms and whatnot too. So for the students, it's all about that as well. I mean, we try to keep it as confidential as we can. But many of the students, sometimes they don't really care. They'll be telling their friends. That's how it grows. And when they say, hey, you know what? I just found out I could get deodorant from down there. Bro, you need to go.
So what do you need from
Hint,
us? You need a motion from us to participate? What do we need?
Right now, it's just informational.
Just
And then
information.
working with the Schools Foundation and see how we could partner that way, possibly with an MOU through the Schools Foundation.
Yeah, and we
And that
have,
would work through the ROC program. That would be their partnering.
several MOU examples. The one with Marion County is, 35 pages. The one with Citrus County is 2 pages because we went through the foundation and it was a little bit less, I don't say red tape, but it does help, and it makes it a little bit quicker action to make things happen. So we can't-
Excellent.
Tell them about your little roll-up things, they're so cute.
Oh, yeah, so thank you for that, that's awesome. We have positivity notes in every room. There's a little bucket that it's clear, and they're all rolled up, and the students get to open them, and they say something positive, like, hey, you're great, or hey, take a look in the mirror, that person's cool. Just stuff like that, not written by us, written by other students, written by, volunteers. And we actually have, when we were at Marion County Days last year in February, we had senators and representatives writing those positivity notes. So some student's gonna get an unrolled piece of paper that says, have a great day, Senator McLean. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So those are really neat, and they go fast. It's amazing. The students pick those up and they hold on to them and they roll through them. So those positivity notes are really kind of a neat thing. Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank
I
you.
have a dear friend who's in the paving business. He loves that red color. I bet he'll donate to your cause.
Well, speaking
He's
of that,
strong with the
every room,
foundation.
we look for every room to have a
Strong.
sponsor, so.
I got a guy. I'll give you a name.
Into that name now, like I said, I'm not afraid to go ask for it, because that's how we survive.
And in Bronson, may have to work on that color. But where this guy's at, he likes it.
You don't like my red, you don't like my red and black?
No. Red and white, we like red and white.
Red, yeah, it's red and white.
Kind of orange and blue over here, but you're doing a good job.
Well, thank you very
The
much.
sponsors-
Thank you
Thank
guys
you
for,
very
thank you guys
much.
for having me,
Thank
and
you
if there's
very much.
anything that you need, it's easy to reach out to me, and we'll go from there. But
Okay.
can't wait to get started.
All right, thank
We
you, Troy.
appreciate it very much. Thank you. And now's the time, if any of our visitors want to slip out and not be bored for the next couple of hours, now's your time to escape.
Sorry, I love you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
So this is how it works.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Mr. Weaver. Bye, Troy.
Next on the agenda, we have school visits. Everyone has a copy of those. We need to, if you want to look over them, and we'll make a motion to approve.
so moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And next on the agenda is our Value Adjustment Board nominations. We currently have Devin serving as our member, and the alternate is
Cam.
You and me?
Cameron. So do we have a nomination for a new Value Board member?
I don't mind serving as the alternate because I'm here in Bronson.
Okay.
I
What
don't
about
want to be the member.
the first member?
I don't want to be number one. I like being number two.
I'm fine being number one.
Okay, so do we still
now.
need to vote if the person stays the same?
So you could just do it as a slate and
Okay,
then vote on the
so,
slate.
okay, the slate stays the same, but Devin is a member, Cameron is the alternate. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
It's been moved,
Second.
seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion's passed. Motion passes. Okay. Next on the agenda is the mental health plan. Who's presenting that? Ms. Clark.
Ms. Clark.
So it's me and Steve.
Ms. Clark, yes.
With us today, we have Ms. Lisa Pender, who's one of our mental health counselors. So every year I have to present to the board our mental health plan for the year. So that's what I plan to do tonight. But I also, since our plan is working for a year now, so you can talk about it and how it's worked and what we're looking forward to doing this year too. So I wanted to incorporate kind of what it looks like to what we're doing, what we're asking you to approve, and then also what it kind of looks like on the feet on the ground.
Okay.
Great.
All right, so it's our district mental health counseling. So we'll do the plan first. So, I just told you what we're gonna do. I'm headed. So this is what the plan is I drafted. This year we had a direct hire, me, the mental health coordinator, and then 2 licensed mental health counselors. We pay 50% of the behavior, board certified behavior analyst, and then we have a school counselor. We still have 1 vacancy for additional mental health counselor or anyone that fits that label there to help us out to cover all of our schools. So right now we have 3 covering all of our schools. And we would like 1 to 2 more actually, would be wonderful. And it's advertised. What we're using right now is the base lessons for grades pre-K through 12. So looking at our resiliency standards and things, they can pull lessons from that if they want to, if their kids are having a conflict within their classrooms, like they can pull a lesson real quick and do it. There's a video, like a 2-minute video, and then they can move on about their day just to give them a refresher on getting along and problem solving and peer conflict, things like that. And then we also have the Insights Universal Screener that we give twice a year that helps identify who might be in need of mental health counseling or and just kind of our school culture and how that's going. We were only able to give it once this last year because of getting everybody rostered and everything, but now it's too clever, so we'll be able to run it at the beginning of the year. And then we were thinking about January again, because when we get those results, we don't want it to be at the end of the year where we don't have time to help the children. You know, it would give us a great data point, but that's not enough time for us to help. We get the information and they go home for the summer, so we want to make sure it's a time where we can help. And then something where some of the schools are interested in this year is Busy. I've reached out to all of our schools to see if they're interested, and it's a school-wide positive behavior system, the PBIS, which most of our schools use anyways, and it talks directly to Skyward, so it will give them points. Some use bucks and things. The older kids, Chiefland Middle High School collected it last year, and so did Yankeetown for their older kids for their middle school. And so it did improve their attendance, academic efforts. It's all online. It's like online banking, except it's for you get money for coming to class. You know, for the school store. You get, you know, if a teacher can input something, if another teacher catches them just in the hallway, they can get some points. So it's really neat. It's supposed to be easy. It looks easy. Teacher developed it, so we're excited about that. We're getting the premium package, so their rewards and everything will be all in one. And then for professional learning, of course, we'll continue to train all of our staff have to have youth and mental health first aid training, and this will cover substitutes and travel and stipends if we can't have it on PL days like we try to. So. And then just materials for our implementation, so that's kind of how we'll spend the money. So this year, our goals, big goals, improve overall wellness and resiliency through required instruction and PBIS, streamline the referral process, which we'll talk about in a little bit, to increase efficiency in students that we serve, focus on that resiliency. The state, DOE sends out a resiliency standard every month, and some skills and things to work on that. We'll conduct quarterly data reviews to discuss progress of students receiving services, and then refer students for that wraparound care when appropriate, and that would be to outside agencies when they need more than what we can provide in the school system. So Ms. Lisa, all right.
Hi, good evening.
Even-
So one of the big questions that tends to come up is what's the difference between our district mental health counselors and a school counselor? So really, if you think about the district mental health counselors, we are providing therapy. There's a limit to what we can provide because we don't want to start talking to Johnny about some really deep things and then send him to take a math test. But we're working a lot on coping skills, looking at some patterns, but it's some great therapeutic tools that we are giving to the kids. And where school counselors are more about supporting the students, school counselors more will look at the grades, what else needs to happen in the classroom, of course, all credits and all that fun, and everything that happens after school. So that's really kind of the biggest difference that might be helpful moving forward. And this just breaks down really quickly, kind of again, the same thing. So academic support and career advice, advising, brief emotional support, DOE certified, that's usually your school counselor. Or your mental health counselor, again, we can still provide that brief emotional support, but it's more ongoing therapy. We're gonna go a little bit deeper than just helping you out today. We're gonna try to see what skills we can put in place for long-term. Sometimes we are DOE certified. I happen to be certified in ESE, and typically we are licensed or clinically trained. So referral process looks really intimidating, but it's not. So our school counselors will identify a student. They are providing tier 1 support. So that's typically like a parent phone call, it might be a parent-teacher conference, something along those lines. And they'll put some things in place, maybe even like a check-in, but if that's not working, that's when they make a referral to us. And we will then meet with the student, talk to the parent, get consent if it's applicable. If not, then we might look at something in the community. Okay, so when to refer, so if you look, there's like clinical indicators that are pretty much like our points. So severe distress. So we're talking about something that's a little more persistent, not just I broke up with my boyfriend and I'm devastated, although we've had a few of those, which is fine. But this is more trauma that's disrupting their school day. Also, we look at, when we talk about like MTSS and the different tiers, we're looking past tier 1. So if tier 1 didn't work, we want to provide that tier 2 or tier 3. Tier 3 tends to be more individual, where tier 2 might be a small group that we might need to talk about coping skills, communication skills, and how they can perform better in class. So again, when we look at how it's impacting the school, we want to take that into consideration, and any kind of care transitions. Those students that may have been Baker Acted that are returning to school, we want to be able to provide supports and have a plan in place to move forward with them. So when you look at the real world examples, again, debilitating grief, especially after losing a parent, frequent on-campus panic attacks, severe withdrawal, intense trauma, and again, that re-entry, any kind of like external mental health treatment coming in. So some of the barriers, this is the fun part, but we have 3 mental health counselors to serve the whole county. So the student to staff ratio can be a little bit tough, and sometimes we have additional responsibilities assigned to us. Logistically, students cannot miss classes, so it's really, our schedules are really interesting. They can change because we need to make sure that they're not missing any core classes, of course, but we don't want them, the kiddo that loves art, even though that's their elective or that's special, we don't want them to miss art every week. So we have to be creative with our scheduling. And then community referrals can sometimes be limited as well. Some people don't have transportation in order to drive somewhere, or they have limited internet, so it's tough for them to have virtual. So, and that's where student and parental barriers come into play, and that's when you look at social stigma. It's really interesting sometimes when you just hear, I don't need counseling, click. So, or leave my kid alone, click. But actually, once we really start to talk to them and explain what we're doing, that tends to kind of subside. Peer fear, they don't want their friends to know that they're coming to counseling, and why do I have to go see her? Parental resistance and consent issues. We have to get consent on all the students that we see. So we may see them and kind of explain the program to them, but we do provide a consent that they have to bring back from the parent in order for us to see them long term.
And then oftentimes, you guys may have had some of this today, we have families that are coming here before the board, and we often hear about some of the things that are going on for the students, and typically in those situations, you guys recommend counseling for those students. So what we do with that is that I will take on that referral and forward it to our mental health counselor so then they can review it and kind of determine, are their services appropriate, or is it better to send them out for outside services or maybe some additional wraparound care. So that's kind of our process for that. Did you guys have any questions for us?
Pretty thorough.
Yeah, it is
They're
thorough.
good. Yeah.
We've had the mental health plan, or this mental health allocation now for, I don't even know how many years, five years or so. And I think over time, our plan has gotten a little bit more, I don't know the right word for, like, organized, like we have a little bit more structure.
defined.
More defined and more structure to the plan. So that, and I think that is resulting in improved care for our kids and more options.
That's all.
Now, our biggest barrier is finding qualified staff, right? We can find qualified staff. We have the funds, we have the people, we have the infrastructure to support it, we just can't find the people. So if you're running mental health counselors, social workers, I try to recruit Terry Hogue Hill all the time, because she's retiring. So if you know anyone, send them our way.
It's so important. I mean, not being on the school board, you see a whole different side of people and different stuff. So, you see, a lot of challenges people have, and it's so important that we have these services to be able to administer and care for these people. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you very much. Oh, you need a motion.
So moved?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now is the time for public comments. Seeing none, we'll move ahead to the approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. I know we've all had a chance to look over the consent agenda. Mr. Asbell, do you have any questions?
I don't think I do. I think everything I had has been answered.
Ms.
So
Campbell?
I'm sitting
I'm
pretty.
sorry. I'm sorry. Interrupt you.
I still talking.
Come on, we've been here a while.
I was late, so I'm having to make up. No, I'm good.
Okay. Ms. Campbell? I'm good. Mr. Whitehurst?
I'm good.
Okay, all my questions were answered as well. So do we have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
It's been
Sorry, I
moved and
cut you off too.
seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Sorry, I didn't cut you off.
Okay. My computer's frozen. Superintendent comments.
I don't think I want to try tonight.
Yeah.
Better be fast.
Yeah.
Clemency ain't playing.
4 hours is our limit.
I know. No, thank you. Thank you for your patience while we extended some of those executive sessions. I appreciate that, and board members appreciate your time and listening to the ROC program, and hopefully we can incorporate that, like Mr. Asbell said, throughout Levy County Schools. And because, as we mentioned, Williston's not the only one for sure. And I think it could benefit all the schools that we
Definitely.
can try to get into. I think summer's going well. I know we've heard this before. I think everybody's busier out here at district, just pre-planning and professional learning, but it is going well, and everyone is working very hard, and I thank you very much for all your hard work.
Thank you very much. Mr. Asbell?
Just happy to be alive. We've made it this far, and Ms. Clemency, I won't hold you up. I'll have it. I love the ROC program. We do got to work on that color, as you know, Mr. Whitehurst. We gotta work on that
I thought,
color.
just right.
But I think everything's coming along swimmingly. And just getting ready for a big year, I think.
Thank you, Mr. Asbell. Ms. Campbell?
Yeah, I like the ROC program too, and I like red and white, even though my
There we-
colors are purple. So I don't care that it's red and white.
There you go.
I hope we
We'll
do
fist bump
move,
for that.
we do move. We do move forward with it, and I like the idea of the ROC truck.
How do you choose?
And I
Rolling
think
Rock?
that might be a good idea
might
for
be the
Levy
way.
County to start out with, to have a mobile one like we have the
bus.
book mobile, and try it out that way, and so to see that every school is reached.
We could put a little orange and blue on it and make it feel
Maybe we'll have
It's more of a
those peel-on
Georgia thing.
things and we can change the colors depending on
go.
which school they go to.
To clarify, it's more of a Georgia
I
thing.
said red and white, not red and black. You said-
Nobody wants
It's more of a Georgia.
And the mental health plan, I am very impressed with it. And, you know, I was sitting here, I had read it before, and then sitting here, and I thought, all of the different things through the years that I said, I wish we could, I wish we had, I wish it was different, you've covered it. It looks great, and I hope that it goes very, very well. And I'm just happy for our students that we're gonna be reaching so many kids with that plan. Thank you for that hard work. And then I just want to celebrate Cedar Key being an A school again. I'm very proud of them and look forward to another good year coming up.
Thank you. Mr. Whitworth?
I certainly like the rock program, and like I said, what it can be, you know, bring to the students and, you know, just, I really think it's a move. And thank you, Tammy, for, you know, looking at that and, you know, seeing that kind of things and, you know, exposing us to new stuff to be able to grow this district even more. I wasn't at last meeting, so I didn't get to brag on the FFA convention, but we had 40 students attend from Williston, and to attend, you had to be in the top 5 place in the state. So we had a lot of good representation. We ended up having 3 state winning teams, 2 in middle school, poultry and par pro, and then ag issues ended up winning state. And that's a high school team, so they'll be competing in Indianapolis at the end of October. So that was, we got some family members on the team. So certainly close to us, so certainly bragging on them. It was a very good convention. I was able to go for the day they got awarded all the stuff. So it was good, and like I said, other than that, having a good summer, and thank you.
I don't have a lot. I love the mental health plan. Like Marcy said, we've just, the 8 years I've been on the board, I feel like we've come a long way. I feel like everything's just buttoned up and we're in a good place. So thank you guys for everything that you've done. I love the ROC program also. I think it's interesting. He said the kids may open up a little bit more to the volunteer, and I see that evolving maybe as a way for you guys and your program for the mental health hopefully. I spoke to Ms. Richardson. Yankeetown just completed their roof project, so thank you, Breezy, to all the work that you guys have done. And the main office is complete down there too, she said. She said it looks great. So, and all teachers are hired, and the sports physicals, I guess starting this year, is now including an EKG,
For 9th graders,
which is just ninth graders?
just 9th graders.
Okay.
You can get it, but it's
Yeah.
required for 9th graders.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I actually have a friend of a friend who lost 2 sons, 18 and 20, to a heart defect that was not detected. So it's just, who knows what's causing it right now? I mean,
Yeah.
it's up for debate, but I'm glad that we're including that in our sports physicals. That's really important. And if we have no further business, meeting is adjourned.